One of the biggest takeaways from this course is self-determination. Part of realizing the full potential of one's vision of their future is having the experience that will open the door to competitive integrated employment. Priscilla Gaffney and I, Dan Loper, found a location that provides just such an opportunity. So we interviewed Shane Johnson and Isabel Mayer at SimplyBe on Monday, June 7th, 2021. This presentation covers SimplyBe Coffee Shop, which is run under the auspices of the Tree of Life Ministries. As we go through the presentation, we'll explain how different organizations work together to support individuals with disabilities in their quest to achieve their self-determined paths and find, eventually, competitive integrated employment. So, the shop is located up in northeast Leesburg by the old Walmart location right next to the Domino's. They have a wonderful menu. They serve both hot and cold drinks as well as pastries, which they kindly and happily warm up for you. And I can tell you firsthand that they're all delicious. Tree of Life Ministries itself is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that established back in 2008, which is really kind of a group of like-minded churches. Their mission is to help the poor and needy and share the love of God by helping people in the community. And we'll go over some of the other ways that they help besides just food, clothing, life skills, shelter, and relief, or under those areas anyway. So they offer these services to everyone, including individuals with special needs, seniors, and the immigrant population. So some community social opportunities for special needs includes gathering and fellowship. So they have Stillwaters in Purcellville and SimplyBe Ministry in Leesburg, which offer opportunities for these individuals to gather together, develop friendships, provide a good place to eat, and play games together. And they also have standalone businesses, including the clothing store at Stillwater and the coffee shop at SimplyBe. So the purpose of SimplyBe is to reach out to the poor and needy in the community with love. And it's kind of nifty when you see where the SimplyBe came from, which is a passage in the Bible that states that every person should simply be made wonderful, and that's in the image of God. So they have a uniqueness in providing employment and volunteer opportunities for special needs in the way that they have their organizational structure. And it was all started by the nonprofit's founder in its Purcellville location, and that's Paul Smith. So Tree of Life itself overall operates itself in smaller regions in this area, and they are opening up a new place in Ashburn, although the Purcellville location's been around the longest. They're in a partnership with ECHO, and that's who provides support through the individuals with disabilities. ECHO provides transportation as well as the job building and placement as well as the job coach, and that's not just with Tree of Life and SimplyBe, but that's for all throughout Loudoun County, wherever ECHO operates. With SimplyBe, they bring the individuals there to work, and they're placed there by ECHO. The job coach is trusted enough and is like a store manager and could run the business without anybody else there if that need ever arose. But of course, that's not the way they operate their agreement. So there are some limitations and barriers, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. But the bottom line is they're only open from 9 to 5 during the weekdays, although kind of at the last minute here, they have since opened up on Saturdays, and they do not have a lot of ability outside those hours of 9 to 5, and then there's no job coach there on Saturday. So this Saturday operation includes an individual who does normally work with ECHO, but on Saturdays they're directly employed, which is kind of a good growth opportunity. We talk about people being provided paid employment outside of the services. That individual also works over at Target. They have a partnership with CAST, who provides some of the workplace readiness and independent living skills instruction. And CAST has 45 positions available, but these are all interviewed positions and are given out each year. So jobs at CAST are considered internships, and they're not paid, and they can be pretty competitive, although this is also an area where the student would exit the high school. Tree of Life provides work opportunities, including at SimplyBe, their clothing store, and another food service. And they do employ mainly members of the special needs community, providing them work experience, training, paid employment, and supervision. And then Beth Newton from CAST provides opportunities to help them gain experience with serving meals to the community as well. So they are at SimplyBe. They're a rotating schedule of 12 employees. This is the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday part. And Beth Newton is also there to guide them, as well as the job coach. And they make coffee and offer the baked goods, like I said. They also clean up the area. And one of the things that's pretty nifty is there's no cash to worry about in the transaction. They do use only cards, and it's nifty. You can also help promote them by going and buying a gift card, which you can give so people can learn about the location. As you'll see, that's going to be a barrier as we get a little bit later on. And everything goes back to SimplyBe so they can continue to provide opportunities. So Beth Newton is a pretty well-known special education teacher, and like I said, she does coordinate their clothing closet and food pantry work and helps them gain workplace experience as well as customer service skills. SimplyBe also has a business partnership with the Da Vinci Art Program, which is at Franklin Park. They display the artwork on their walls, and if anybody wants to buy any of the artwork, they handle those transactions as well. Additional business resources are kind of partners, really more than anything. And there's a coffee shop in the Cornerstone Church here at Sickland and Battlefield in Leesburg, as well as Ridgetop, which is in Sterling. And then there's a Farm Less Ordinary, which you'll see in the pamphlets that we're providing to the professor that provides the produce for the food pantry. The food pantry and the coffee shop share building space so that when the employees have downtime in the coffee shop, they can actually volunteer over in the food bank side, learning those skills as well as preparing for the food bank to give out food. So they gain confidence, help their self-advocacy skills, their communication, their social skills, relationships with the coworkers, employers, and customers all alike. The employee screening part is done by Echo. Kind of like I said, they do provide the employment. And like we discussed in class, it's really important to know if there's a fit that's not going to happen, that's okay too. So let's say it doesn't work out for someone in the coffee shop, they'll put them in a different workspace and find somebody else that would be more successful. Not just the transition side of the house and the community side of the house, but how important do we talk about the family's role in success? It still applies here just like it does anywhere else. And from just anecdotal conversation while I was at SimplyBe, I heard conversations over and over again about how important the family's involvement is and how families even come in and purchase coffee throughout the day and get to say hello and get to interact and kind of provide that moral support as well as support that they provide at home as well. So going back to the Tree of Life, they, in a global sense, have a holistic approach to providing support to people in need. So they'll help with utility bills, housing, employment opportunities for people with disabilities, and kind of anything else where they may be needed in the community. And they, like I said, work with Echo to help the individuals in the special needs community find their voice. And this goes back to that self-determination and desire for eventual CIE. There are some barriers when it comes to events and food distribution and meal preparation, which occurs a couple times throughout the week. They don't have enough volunteers. And then it would really be beneficial to the whole operation and what they could do to the special needs and the rest of the community if they could operate more hours, right? So Echo only operates Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, which means that the employees arrive at 9:15 because they don't get to Echo until 9 o'clock. And then, of course, they have to go have their end of day and do data collection. So SimplyBe closes at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So continuing on with this, the Walmart move, which took a lot of the traffic out of that area, they are close to a community and they're right along the 15 bypass. So if there was a way that people can get in the 15 bypass and they can get open earlier, they can catch all those people coming down from Maryland. They really are a great destination. The place is nice, open area. Hopefully, open and area. Hopefully, you guys get a chance to go visit it. They have a really good selection of kind of pastries, like I was saying, and the drinks. So they could eventually even grow to have more food items they would like to. They've been open for about a year. They opened in January of last year, right at the beginning of the pandemic. They don't open until 9 o'clock, but they have comfortable seating and free Wi-Fi. So really during their hours, although there are limitations for their hours, I think they're a really good replacement for Starbucks, and I think that their money goes to a much more worthwhile cause. That's my personal opinion. We think that they have every ability to be successful, and everybody in the community that knows about them seems very supportive and enjoys their time when they go in. It's a small, cozy place, but it's also open and area at the same time, just the way they have it designed. One of the things we wanted to, it was a discussion that happened during our interview. So one of the things that Priscilla and I wanted to talk about was Ryan Lowry, who is a cast employee, a former cast employee at least, who put out a LinkedIn message saying, "Take a chance on me." So if you guys get a chance, if you're not familiar with this, we really encourage you to look at it, because he really gave it a whole new look about what individuals with disabilities can do for our community. So that is our presentation. We thank you so much for your time, and we hope you have enjoy it. And if you have any questions, please let us know.